It's honestly a toxic message, this thing I've seen people saying of like, oh, you can never trust a man. So honestly, for this Q&A, I don't want to like, I want us to be real.
I wasn't planning on
I want us to be real and just be like, yeah, okay, here's what it's like.
Channel, but I always just say whatever I feel.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
We just talked a little and that was it. I got into my relationship. You also got into a relationship then. So we were both like just living our lives and
but in my head I like adored you, to be honest.
Brother,
Like, every time that you would send me a message, I got just uniquely excited. Before, you know, a little bit before we had met in person, I was dealing with this relationship and I said out loud, you know,
at the end of the day, whatever I'm dealing with is okay because there's still girls like the Wizard Liz out there.
In my head, you know, over the time that from the time I met you and then watched you become successful, I felt I related with you and the things that you were saying. Like in my head, you were always such an ideal partner, ideal woman, ideal wife. And so, yeah, I don't think I like consciously sat in a dark room and meditated and like, I'm gonna manifest the Wizard Liz.
Sign it. Go on. Sign it. Sign it. You signed it.
Also, my biggest thing was when I got out of my previous relationship, I was like, oh, so it's done now for me because I'm not going on dates with anyone. So I really think that God like sent you right in front of me. That was the perfect thing because if it wasn't you, it would have been no one.
Oh, the tragedy.
I like going on dates with strangers.
Yeah. We were both talking about that when we first were dating, how we were like, yeah, we're never going on first dates again.
Here's the motherfucking tea.
Like this is it.
Yeah, I just don't like imagine like constantly sitting with someone, listening and stuff, and then constantly dating. His mood swings. He has mood swings.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy mood swings.
Okay, you want to be this for real?
His heart, if you would need it for living, no.
If we had a child on the way, then yes.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
For sure.
You would not give me your heart.
For sure.
I would not want you to die.
Would you give me your heart?
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
A relationship with somebody who's ever done something that makes you insecure, like that's something to pay attention to. And it's not a good partnership if the person is going to choose someone else over you. Like that defeats the whole point. But forgiveness is a big thing. So if you have ever had a trust issue come up, you got to learn how to forgive and work through that. Otherwise, that'll just turn into crippling insecurity that you suffer with.
Depends what the trust issue was. If the person is like texting other people.
The coward claimed he was a lion.
Yeah, well, there's different like degrees of severity for sure. But yeah, I think a lot of issues can be boiled down to
that's suspicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's weird.
Is this something I need to work on to fix that will help my relationship, or is this something we need to work on? Yeah. And I think, you know, trauma, like from a past relationship, is actually something you're supposed to fix yourself before you enter a new relationship. And if you haven't done all of that work, it's not like you just got to stop working on it whenever you get in the new relationship.
I think sometimes you also learn during the relationship, you know?
Well, you learn together.
You grow with the person and you learn to fix these things. Like, for example, a lot of people that have been cheated on, they will learn to trust again when they're in a new relationship that is healthy.
For it, and we definitely appreciate that. But then there are people who are like, I want to know what she prayed so I can say the same thing. Or like, how do I get a relationship like this? Like at the end of the day, it's a mix of focusing on yourself and
saying this, but I think people don't hear me. You're a woman, don't just date someone like a man or marry someone that has money and then fully rely on his money and have no financials of your own. If you have, for example, a wealthy partner or whatever, make sure you either start a business, invest in something, you have money in your account. Because at the end of the day, a lot can go wrong in a relationship. That is just the reality of things. People fall out of love, people fall in love with other people, like all these things can happen. So make sure that you always have yourself, no matter what. Like I always say, your partner should add to your life, but it shouldn't be your whole life. Someone said, what would you do if your husband left you or whatever? I would just continue with my life, you know? I still have my own life. I have my own finances. I don't need to be here. I want to be here. And that's the most important thing, especially for a woman. If you're gonna give that man children and all these things, make sure that you and your children are safe in a financial aspect, because a lot of people don't think about this, okay? They say like, oh no, that's crazy to think about, only love, love, love. Love will not buy you a mattress, okay? That costs money. So a lot of things cost money.
Don't stop your own inner development and your own spiritual development just because you get in a relationship that you're presently happy with. But I would say it's not a great message. It's honestly a toxic message. This thing I've seen people saying of like, oh, you can never trust a man, like never trust your husband, like he may just cheat on you, you never know. It's like, at the end of the day, the man and the woman have to be trusting each other and taking that is what builds a good relationship. It is a foundation of trust. And so if both sides are like too edgy and thinking like, oh, I can't trust each other, like one another, then that won't work. Best for yourself, but not selfishly. Yeah. I love you. So I love you too. So yeah, he really taught me that. Said I love you first. Oh my God. I told this creature. What's a creature?
Creature. This thing over here.
I told this woman that I loved her within 36 hours of knowing her. And I literally told her within 36 hours, I was like, look, this is going to sound like a lot and I'm sorry because I know it's weird, but I know I'm supposed to marry you. And that's weird as heck, but like, is what it is.
And I was like, great.
She's like,
I was like, great. We didn't have a wedding yet.
Thank God.
I know everyone is asking about that and they want the wedding pictures.
We'll do one for like everybody so they can see like your dress and all that.
I don't know.
How pretty you're gonna look. Maybe.
I never wanted a wedding in my life. I never like wanted any of these things, so I don't know. I'm not really fond of that.
Give an ugly guy a chance, he thinks he rules the world. I swear to God. Because they got a hot girl, they can be horrible. Like, you're still ugly.